Wow. Now, Brian, there were two privileges blinking when you asked if there was any objection, and you totally ignored them, which I think the parliamentarian is telling you right now. So, yeah. Thank you for that. This means a whole lot to me. My heartfelt thanks and appreciation. Very, very cool. And that was a great resolution, by the way. It's a good idea. And, yeah. I'm a little nervous being in front of this many people. But this is really cool. But good afternoon. I want to thank President Renfro for the invitation to take a couple hours to say hello to the delegates. Hello. Hello. So enough about you. Retirement is great. As I planned, I spend about half my time traveling the country, visiting my kids and my grandkids, family and friends, and the other half of my time, I really enjoy just engaging in all the long overdue projects around the house. So life is good. Life is really good. I've stayed a little involved with the NALC. Last year, I had the opportunity to attend some branch events, and even had the privilege of being involved for a while in the early stages of contract negotiations, which was very cool. Since retirement, I've also had the pleasure of working with my retired Chief of Staff, Jim Sauber, who's around here somewhere, presenting classes at NALC's Leadership Academy. We do something on the history of collective bargaining, which is a lot of fun. And I continue to serve on the NALC Standing Committee, where I get to meet monthly with fellow members on the committee, Matty Rose and Tony Diaz, on the NALC property once each month. So you'll hear later in the week what great shape NALC is in. So that's been fun as well. Also this year, I got appointed by AFL-CIO President Liz Schuler as, I forget what the title is, I think I'm an umpire, to resolve disputes that arise between affiliate unions in the AFL-CIO. And fortunately, such disputes have been few and far between, but I spoke to her a little while ago when she was here, and she said that's about to come to an end, so maybe a little busy with that as well. Now, when one retires, there's certain things you miss, and there's certain things you don't miss. And I got to tell you, one of the things I miss the most is you. I had the privilege of serving as the chair of 6 conventions over the 14 years that I was your president. And that equates, we had a team do the math, that equates to about 150 hours of standing up here and interacting with the supreme authority of the NALC, you, the delegates to the NALC National Convention. Our members are the highest authority over legislative and policy-making decisions. Well, other than the President Emeritus. I mean, if you look up the word Emeritus, I think it means supreme authority, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, since it would not really be practical for some 280,000 members to attend the convention, imagine what the reception would have looked like Sunday night. Yeah. Each branch elects delegates to serve as such authority every 2 years at our conventions. And that's a huge, huge responsibility. So number one, congratulations for being elected by the members of your branch, and thank you for your willingness to serve and to speak and act on your members' behalf. Now, we have a lot of issues to deal with that concern our members. Just to name a few, in no particular order, there's contract negotiations. We've already talked a little bit about that. Convincing the Postal Service or an arbitrator that the most important element of the future success of the Postal Service is a well-paid, all-career city letter carrier workforce that is rewarded for their contributions as the face of the Postal Service, who on a daily basis must deal with management shit, the severe weather, the criminal attacks, the work injuries, the list goes on and on and on. And then there's contractual compliance, which I think Brian mentioned. Dealing with management at all levels who have little interest in contractual compliance or engaging in an efficient and timely process to resolve grievances to correct their contractual violations. The criminal attacks. With or without legislation, funding has to be provided for means to protect letter carriers on the street and for additional prosecutors who are dedicated solely to the timely and effective prosecution of those who engage in acts against letter carriers. Legislatively, finding the congressional majorities necessary to pass legislation that will allow letter carriers to make deposits for their non-career time to be included in their retirement calculations. That's got to affect close to 60% of our workforce. Then there's forced overtime, fair and timely route adjustments, S&DCs, weapon GPO legislation, staffing, workplace injuries, severe weather precautions, and again, the list goes on and on and on. All right, how many? Is this your first convention? Wow, that's a lot. Okay, to those of you, watch what happens. It's really stupid. You could ask somebody that's been here before, though. But with all these issues facing letter carriers, we have got to be at full strength and capacity as a union to deal with all these issues, don't we? Now, I sense a bit of unrest within the NALC. Do you? Well, high energy is a good thing. It's a great thing as long as it's directed and focused on the best representation for our members. Ultimately, our members make policy decisions and they choose their leadership at all levels of the NALC. And that's a good thing. And like I've always said, the members are watching and the members are never wrong. But at the same time, we all need to put aside our politics, our egos, any anger, and together focus on the best way to serve our members. That's what we're elected to do. And at all levels, we've got to put our heads together, whether you like or agree with the person that's attached to that head or not, and move forward together, focused primarily on the issues that affect city letter carriers, both short-term and long-term. That's what we do, right? So let's do that. So as we deal with our issues, internal and external alike, please don't lose sight of our main focus, the well-being of the members of the National Association of Letter Carriers. That's what we're about. I'd also like to just make a political observation. As you know, this country is going to elect a president later this year, a new president, whichever way it goes. And everybody who votes bases their voting preference on a number of varying issues: social issues, economic issues, maybe pure politics. However, there's a number of people, a number of our members, who make their decision on who to vote for based on how that candidate's policies will affect their job, their livelihood, right? And those are the people that I want to provide some information to. Because if that's not what directs your vote, it may not be relevant. But if that's why you vote, not knowing what either candidate will do in a future term, I want to base that observation on what I saw when they served while I was your president. While President Biden's administration hasn't always done what we've asked of them, they have never done anything to attack letter carriers or the Postal Service. On the other hand, President Trump's administration, and I was there the whole 4 years, clearly attacked the Postal Service and sought to eliminate our collective bargaining rights, our benefits, and our jobs, just so you know. You said to keep this under 5 minutes, right? I didn't say. Oh, okay. No, I was talking to Mullins. He was going to give me the extra 2. He already gave up. He gave up, okay. So anyway, in conclusion, now, once again, I just want to tell you, thank you so much for the resolution making me the President Emeritus, Supreme Body of all matters. But I'm really happy to be here this week. I've already had a chance to visit with so many dear union friends all day Saturday and Sunday at the reception, who, again, I've really missed. And I really look forward the rest of the week to visiting with so many more. It's been 20-some years since I've been able to hang out at a convention on the floor, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So be safe, have fun, take advantage of the great classes before and after the general sessions, and enjoy the week. I miss you. I love you. Take care. Thank you. Cheers. I don't know. How much does it weigh?
I don't even know what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's a coin.
Oh, all right.
Did you say 150 hours of doing this?
Oh, yeah.
Fred led a lot of cheers in 150 hours. So instead of him leading one, why don't we give him one?
Oh,
hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hooray. Awesome. Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Good job.
Thank you.